If you're trying to decide what coding language to learn in 2026, I honestly think you're just asking the wrong question. Because right now, beginners are most confused than ever. Everywhere you look, people are saying learn AI, learn agents, learn this, learn that. Software engineering is dead. Junior developers are doomed. Nobody needs coders anymore. And meanwhile, someone who just wants to start learning and getting into this field is sitting there wondering if they should even continue. Maybe it was Nvidia's CEO saying nobody will need to program anymore, or Anthropic CEO predicting AI would write 90% of code within 6 months, which was literally 1.5 years ago, by the way. But like Francois Chole, I'm not sure if I said the name right, the creator of Keras, pointed out, software engineering has been within 6 months of being dead continually since early 2023. The irony. And this pattern is way older than AI actually. Fortran was supposed to let scientists write programs without programmers. COBOL's English like syntax was supposed to let managers bypass developers entirely. Every major abstraction, compilers, high level languages, object oriented programming was pitched as something making software engineers obsolete. I don't know what kind of fantasy is this. But all aside, the truth is AI has definitely changed software development a lot. Developers can build faster now. Companies absolutely expect people to use AI tools more and more. Definitely, I know mine does. And the kind of work that gets valued is starting to shift. But I also think that internet is making this way more confused than it needs to be. I don't think that the first question beginners should obsess over is which language should I learn. The better question is what should actually I learn if I want to become useful in 2026. That's what I want to talk about in this video. We are going to cover the two big ideas: what vibe coding actually means and whether you should vibe code, and secondly, whether you should use AI to code or actually learn to code yourself. Hi guys, I am Sreemanti and I am currently working as a machine learning engineer at a top US startup in remote. For a long time, beginner programmers all ask some version of the same question. Should I start with Python, C++, JavaScript, Java, or something else entirely? And for years, that was actually a valid thing to learn because different languages felt like different worlds. They had different syntax, different ways of thinking, different ecosystems, and often very different mental models. So switching between them could feel like the world is ending. But that's not the main challenge anymore. Today, if you know one language reasonably and you need to work in another, AI can easily translate between languages. You just need to understand the logic. For example, I have learned Python and C++ in my college, but I am currently working in Go. I am working in TypeScript, which has nothing to do with the languages that I have learned. The syntax is like completely different, but I don't feel any issues. Because why? Because AI can translate the languages. I know the syntax, basic syntax, I know the logic. I know exactly what to do after this step, and AI can help me along the way. So now the bigger question now is not whether which language is best. The better question is what do I actually need to understand deeply enough so that I can build with confidence and get a job in 2026 or 2027. That said, you still need a place to begin. And if you're asking me what that starting point should be, I would say Python. The reason is simple because Python remains the default language across a huge portion of the ML and AI ecosystem, that is machine learning and AI, artificial intelligence ecosystem, data science ecosystem, and it's the easiest to learn. I myself learned C++ when I was starting out because GPT-2 hadn't even been invented at the time. But in 2026, if I had the option to start over, I'd blindly choose Python without any delay. Most of the major frameworks, tools, tutorials, examples, and communities are built around it. And truthfully, underneath all the layers, they do use C++ and Rust. But you don't need to worry about it because everything is abstracted out in these libraries and you just need to work with the libraries. Just focus on Python, use programming with Mosh video to get a basic grasp on fundamentals and just move on. And next, don't learn it the old way. So coding is not memorization. This is like extremely important, fundamental number one thing that you need to remember. You should not try to remember built-in functions one by one. That approach is pre-AI, boring, and most inefficient approach in today's world. Today, you start with the concepts that make code make sense. So system design, brainstorming, problem solving, reading, and understanding code bases. These are the four things you need to be good at because AI lacks at it. You might argue with me that the strongest models are very good at it because that is not a good argument because strongest AI models are not at your disposal. So the time I am making this video, Fable, Claude's latest new biggest model, which is Mythos and Fable, got released, but they restricted the access because it's just too much for people. So even if Fable can solve everything, you don't have access to it and it's insanely expensive and it's not getting cheaper anytime soon. So you need to understand and develop the intuition for these. The first of these concepts is via data structures and algorithms because nearly everything in programming comes down to handling data, storing it, organizing it, transforming it, sending it somewhere, reading it back, or doing whatever else with it. Data analyst is actually a very common job opening in the field of AI and ML as a fresher because as your first internship, they require EDA skills, which is exploratory data analysis that you can learn on the job. Python and SQL are just the only things you need to get hired as a data analyst in today's world, and you learn a lot on the job, and this is kind of the founding stone for becoming an AI and ML engineer. Python is the best language to do it in 2026. Everything is about data. So in Python there are especially three important things that you need to know, which is lists, dictionaries, and sets. And the next thing you should understand is how Python runs. They execute codes in sequence, line by line. So one instruction runs, then the next, then the next, then the next, which is different from C++ because C++ runs everything in one go. Next thing, understanding functions and loops, exactly how the variable I updates once one iteration is done and how the condition helps us to break out of the loop once the goal is attained or we have finished the maximum iterations. So once you understand these kind of stuff, you realize that code is not magic, but is a series of instructions being processed in order. Things start feeling way more clearer and way less mysterious. After that, you want to get familiar with the structure of a real project. This is where many beginners struggle a lot because when they open a GitHub repository, say you open right now NumPy or Pandas, and you will see multiple files and folders. But most code bases are less random than you think. Once you see enough projects, the structure starts to feel familiar. So this is the picture which summarizes what I just said and make your code have structure, meaning that organizing code so that each part has a clear job. So instead of putting everything into one giant file, you separate concerns. One file handles input and output, another defines utility, another defines model calls, another manages API endpoints. This makes your code easier to understand, easier to test, and much easier to fix when something goes wrong. It also matters a lot for AI assisted coding because AI tools work much better when the structure of the project is clear, which is actually a big problem in today's world because many of the engineers are getting hired in legacy companies to clean up code and make code AI compatible. If your logic is split cleanly across modules, the tool has a better chance of helping you as well. Don't think of AI as your competitor. Think of it as your tool, as your helper, as your right hand man. So, reiterating, even in the most optimistic AI future, the question isn't will humans be involved, it's what will humans need to know to be involved effectively. Because even if AI agents are doing everything, who are they doing it for? They are doing it for humans. And humans understand humans the best. AI is just a tool, remember that. So you need to understand systems, which means you need to understand code. You cannot audit AI generated code if you don't know what correct looks like. And you can't debug a production incident if you can't read logs and stack traces. You can't make good architectural decisions if you don't understand databases, networking, concurrency, failure modes. Why? Because all of this is there in the CS concepts, in the CS fundamentals, computer science fundamentals. That's why here's what like CS concepts plays a big role. Many of the companies right now are asking people on CS concepts like computer science concepts, concurrency. If you understand concurrency, if you understand system design, these are like fundamental pieces of software engineering that you cannot ignore, that cannot be done by AI in as good as a way that humans can. Now let's get into vibe coding because this term has taken on a life of its own and people are blowing it way out of proportion. A lot of the people hear vibe coding and assume it means casually prompting your way into an app without understanding what's happening. That interpretation misses the whole point of it. The real shift is that AI has lowered the barrier to building, more people can build with it. People who don't have formal engineering backgrounds can now create working prototypes, tools, and even real products much faster than before. For example, Dhruv Rathi. For example, many of the influencers, they're building their apps and they're having issues. As you saw, they vibe coding the apps and it had a production bug which got revealed a few months ago. That's like a huge change. But easy access does not mean that fundamentals stop mattering. Using AI to generate code without understanding the underlying ideas is risky. You might get something that appears to work for a while, but when it breaks, you're stuck. Vibe coding at its best is not mindless building. It's building with a very intelligent co-founder. It's being able to move faster because AI handling the tedious parts while you stay responsible for the thinking, designing, defining, choosing the right structure, reviewing the output, catching issues, and just being overall an extremely good mentor. So this is how good products emerge. Finally, to help you guys, I have curated the perfect roadmap for you, 4-month roadmap to become an AI engineer, and the link is in description. Not only roadmap, it has 14 amazing projects along with source code, and it has handwritten machine learning, NLP, and deep learning notes. And there's a discount going on right now with my code SR10. You can get a lot off, so definitely try it out. And I'm always available on TopMate for any doubts that you may have. You can also reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'm active on both. All the best and good luck.